XioTheDreamer is a content creator over there on TikTok that is very, very well known for their mukbanging videos and living their best life. Also was on The Biggest Loser back when they were a children. And I guess they would be known for that, but probably lesser known for that, if I'm being honest with you. Nobody really watched, especially in my era and Gen Zs, especially like post-millennial, nobody really watched The Biggest Loser. It was definitely a show that people before my generation watched, like the cable era is what I call it. But when I was growing up, we didn't have cable. Nobody had cable. And it wasn't because we had the internet. No, it was because we were poor. So we didn't have the cable experience and stuff like that. So I didn't really watch that. I watched whatever was on PBS or whatever was on the free channels and stuff like that because it was very, very expensive. But the more I look back at my childhood and think, man, we were just so poor. We were just this and that. Like, I agree, we were poor, but a lot of the money that could have been allocated to things that were maybe that could have like enhanced my upbringing or maybe had cable or other things like that went to other things that maybe weren't for, children, if that makes any sense. Like more adult centric things that very selfish, you know what I'm talking about? Not from my end though. But anyway. Doesn't matter. XioTheDreamer, a few months back, I think going on a year now, back in January of last year of 2024, had an incident where they slipped into a coma and they were very, very sick. They had, I think that CEO said that she had pneumonia, and that pneumonia led to a whole bunch of other stuff. Her body fat percentage, it decreased her ability to recover from that. They had to put her into a medically induced coma. She was in that coma for about 2 months and yada, 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 yada. And then she was woken up. She had no control over her lower extremities and also one of her arms. And then she was put into a rehab facility, okay? And that's basically where we're at right now, okay? So CEO has been in this rehab facility since I think about, I would say June. I think around June or maybe a little bit before that, but it doesn't matter. She's been there for about 8 months, going on 8 months at this point. And the girlie has only experienced more and more problems. She's just got out her gallbladder because she had a gallbladder attack. They just straight up removed it. She's been having other issues as well, a bunch of medical problems and stuff like that. Now, she is in a rehab facility right now. It's just a little update for people. And recently, CEO has found out, being in this rehab facility, that she will no longer have her costs covered by insurance. So I don't know exactly what that means for her, in the sense of she's at a rehab facility, and you would think that the main benefit of being at a rehab facility would be, well, to get rehab, to learn how to walk and stuff like that. And before people ask, this rehab facility that she's at currently, this rehab facility is not a rehab facility to help her lose weight or anything like that. It's not like that. This is just a rehab facility to get her walking again and getting her mobility back and stuff like that. But she had just recently found out that her medical insurance is going to cut her off from that. And that sucks, obviously, because this is the entire purpose of her being there. And I've been kind of questioning, what does that mean? Does that mean that she's going to be kicked out of the facility? Does that mean that they're going to have to send her home? Does that mean her family's going to have to pick her up? I don't know. I don't know any of this stuff. But I do know that where she is right now, she is no longer getting, her words, not mine, she's no longer getting rehab anymore. So she's not going to be doing her exercises, and people aren't going to be helping her. And I guess the reason for that is she hasn't been showing too much growth. She hasn't been showing too much like she hasn't really been improving much over the last few months, according to them. And that sucks. I think she has had some improvements, but I've been seeing that CEO has been crashing out recently about this. And before we played a video, I just got to point this out. CEO put herself in this situation, okay? Now, there are some things that she had no control over, naturally, like getting sick and, the degree to which her body reacted to that sickness, is, of course. But also, given the fact that CEO is the size that she is, and she consistently has been ordering out in this facility, this rehab facility where she's supposed to be potentially trying to lose weight, hasn't been. And then I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, you've been here for going on 8, 9, almost a year now, right? She's almost been in this facility for about a year. And I haven't seen you lose any weight. I haven't seen you don't talk about it. You don't, I get it. It's probably a major point for like, I don't want to say this stuff, but clock is ticking. Things are only getting worse for her. And at the point that we're at right now, I don't even think that Xio is going to get out of this facility, in the sense of, like, I don't think she's going to actually recover. I think this is just one and done. She's been stressing out about the fact that she's 30 years old and that she hasn't really accomplished much in her life, which is normal for a lot of people, but especially considering the scenario that she's in, it's even more validified. But where she is right now is tough, and she's been going through it. And we're gonna look at what she said, because she has officially been denied for the she's been officially denied, so she can no longer get the rehab. So let's get into it.
Officially, day number 1 that I have been cut off of physical therapy and occupational therapy. You heard it right. Everybody in the comments is always like, my taxpayers are paying for this. My money from my taxes goes to this ogre.
I just want everybody to know that I'm totally fine with taxpayer-funded stuff. Like, I'm a liberal through and through. So if Xio needs the care, I'm all for it and stuff like that. I grew up on government assistance. If I didn't have it, I would probably be dead and stuff like that. There would be no conceivable way for me to exist earlier on in my life without it. So I'm all for it. I'm totally fine with paying more taxes and stuff like that. And there are going to be people out there, they're going to go, oh, a few different things are going to be said. There are going to be people that go, but David, she did it to herself. Yeah, I agree. But also, are we going to deny people that smoke cigarettes going into getting hospital appointments? Are we going to deny people that, I don't know, maybe cut off their own arm, or people that, there's plenty of people that overdrink, people that abuse drugs. Like, are we going to look at these people and go, no, you can't get medical services because you're not doing exactly what you need? No, obviously not. So even though, yes, Xio did it to herself and she put herself in this position, I agree. That's not a case for her to not get the medical stuff that she needs. You know what I'm saying? I do think that she needs it. Now, granted, she's not doing anything to really help herself. It seems like she's ordering out more. She said she was going to go on a meal plan. I've only seen one video of that. And then the rest of the videos on her TikTok have literally been her ordering tons and tons of fast food. So, yes, I agree. And then I can also look at this other stuff. And then there are going to be other people that say, but David, if you really do think that taxpayer funded stuff should be given to people, then why don't you just donate? Why don't you just donate all your money to these organizations or the government or like health insurance companies in order for them to have more funding? One, that's stupid. Two, it's not an individual's right to donate more money in order to get better care. It's everybody's decision, because one person is going to contribute exactly nothing. There's a reason why they say tax the rich, because if one rich person donated a lot of their money, that doesn't mean anything. But if all of the rich people did that, then suddenly you have an influx of wealth and more things can be done. But one person, to the detriment of that individual as well, would do nothing, exactly nothing. So this idea of why doesn't just one person donate is incredibly stupid, makes zero sense. And if I ever hear somebody saying that, I'll just spit it directly in your mouth. And you know what? Some people might actually even like that. And I know I do. But the idea that the one person could do it, I don't know where this comes from. It's just dumb. It's stupid. Everybody should be doing it, okay? Everybody should be donating. Everybody, okay? And it needs to be forced, because I hear people say this all the time. They go, Jeff Bezos or these big CEOs should be donating more money. They should be paying more to their corporations and their employees and all this other stuff. What, are you stupid? Why would they do that? To their own detriment? No, of course not. They're not going to do that. So what you should be doing is we should be advocating for legislation to be passed, laws. We should be talking to state senators. We should be talking to your mayors or whoever is in charge of your state representation. And we should be asking for these people to in place laws and regulations for these people to pay more for their companies and their employees. Because if you're expecting a rich billionaire or a rich billionaire to donate or increase the amount of money that they can spend on employees just because, no, why would they do that? They're not going to. There needs to be laws and regulations in place. So just to tie it all together, I think Xio should be getting her care. I think more people should be taxed so people can have more stuff, especially now that the wealth inequality in America is at like an all-time high. It's ridiculous. And It sucks. It definitely sucks. But I can also acknowledge that CEO's really not doing much in order to help her situation. And then there are also the people out there that go, well, she should hop on Ozempic. She should be in a GLP-1 and stuff like that. I think that's also an option. And then I see CEO also saying things like, well, how am I going to afford that? How much money do you spend a month on takeout? How much? You know, how much do you spend? Because I think there could be a case that you could reallocate some of that money onto maybe a prescription if you could get it. And that would be a little bit better for you. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen people before say that they've out-eaten Ozempic. So I don't even know if that is going to be even a plausible solution for the girl. But I think it's something that we should be talking about. I think it should be in the room.
Which, by the way, I pay my taxes every year. But now, guess what? They don't want to pay for my physical therapy. Yeah. It's not cute or demure. I've worked my ass off day in and day out. I think I've refused physical therapy maybe once or twice. I know for sure once because of my surgery. I didn't feel like moving afterwards.
That sucks. That sucks. And I think she's probably correct on the disability, SSI or EBT or whatever. I mean, she's at a facility where most of that stuff's being taken care of already, so I don't foresee that. And she's probably making a decent amount of money off of TikTok, and I think she's also making money off of Instagram. I'm not really too sure how that works, though, but I guess she's doing that. She has a whole bunch of other ways that she's making income as well. So maybe she's not. I don't know, actually, but it doesn't matter. It seems like in that state, they're not seeing improvement, so because of that, it seems like they just shut it off completely, and that sucks. That sucks for her. You know, she definitely, I've seen improvement, but it just seems like it's probably not that much. Maybe they're looking at her social media feed as well. I don't know exactly how this works, but she's a resident currently of Arizona. And because she's been here for long enough, she's technically now a resident, and her insurance is now being applied via that state, and that state is no longer supplying her with the rehab that she needs. Like I said at the very beginning, somebody can let me know. I don't know if that means that she has to be kicked out of this facility. Maybe she's on a time frame. Maybe she has to leave. Maybe she has to do certain things. Maybe she has to pay something out of pocket. I don't know. But somebody can let me know down below, because it seems like at the point that she's at right now, dude, she's past the deadline, and it seems like she hasn't been improving too much. And then because of that, they just stopped, which is sad for her. But I mean, I can see why.
Today's the first day without therapy. And I can't handle it. Honestly,
I'm feeling like we improved so much, and I was closer to going home, and now I feel stuck. I don't know what her solution is here. I don't know what she's planning on doing, but I can see why she probably feels like this. Maybe you know, like we at this point, we're gonna have to do everything we can possibly to get ourselves out of this situation as much as we can, because if you're being denied physical therapy, if you're being denied the help you need, and you've been relying on that, now it's real deal up to you. Like, you have no other choices. You have to do this. And she's been through a lot this year, like a lot, of course. But there's no other choice now. Like, what is the solution? You're literally just gonna have to push yourself up. You know, that saying of like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. She's literally just gonna have to do that. She has no other options at this point. She should be lucky that she's living in a facility like this where they're even able to subsidize her living spaces. And of course, she's saying things like, you guys don't know me, you guys don't know what I've been through. Of course, but we're only seeing what you put out, and what you put out is demonstrably destroying your reputation. There are so many reaction channels out there now covering CEO. I remember when it was just us, you know, just me and other people, maybe like one other content creator. But I like to think that I give CEO a lot of benefit of the doubt. I really do fundamentally believe that I'm the most generous individual in this space on the internet, if I'm being honest with you. I do try to hear people out as much as I possibly can, but I see what CEO puts out. I see how CEO relays this information to the internet, and she puts out other videos as well. She knows that people like seeing the videos of her going out to eat and, you know, doing the cringy, crazy stuff. But she can't do that anymore, because I still see she posting up like older videos of herself, and they do get a lot of reception. But you have to understand, like, yes, nobody sees what you're doing or nobody sees what you're going through, but the shit that you put out, CEO, is incredibly it's incredibly negative on you. I think it gives off the wrong impression, especially considering what you want people to see is like improvement, but nobody really sees that. You don't really post the improvement. Maybe you see that your analytics don't really like that, and that's because. But even if the analytics don't approve of that, even if the analytics don't like that, you should still probably post it, because that will be another point for people to look at. But I see it. We see the ordering out. We see you complaining about things consistently and getting sicker and sicker. And you know what? It probably turns a lot of people off. Probably see a lot of that and go, it's not worth me supporting this person anymore. It's hard. It's hard to support somebody like Xio, considering all the stuff that I've seen in the last 6, 7, 8 months, bro. It's only been getting worse for Xio, literally, like in the sense of like she hasn't really done too much. But I mean, if there is stuff that she's been doing and it has been getting better for her, great. I just don't see that.
There's no way. I was on the right track to going home, and now they want to cut this thing that I need so badly. I have no idea what to say.
It's really sad, because I do think that she needs this, but nobody's going to see it that way. And you can see in the comment section, nobody's really looking at this as anything other than crying wolf or whatever, crying sheep. I don't know what the saying is. People are fed up with it at this point. There are so many people in this community that see Xio and they want to support her, and they've been trying to support her, but she just kind of takes it for granted, and she just kind of spits in the face of people, because a lot of times she'll say she's going to make changes and she's going to do something better. And then a week later, maybe she does it for like a day or two. And then, a week later, you see her ordering more and crying about her situation and not really doing anything to really push herself out of that. And it does get frustrating. It gets very, very like, oh my God, like how many times can I see this, right? Like it's over and over. Like I see it so often. And I feel like that's one of the main reasons why people don't really, like they're not really giving her the benefit of the doubt anymore. And I get it. I totally get it, bro. That sucks a lot of ass, but I gotta understand this, dude. Where's the progress? Where is the updates? You know what I'm saying? We don't see that very often. Like, you can post a quick couple photos of yourself standing up, but we need to see more. We need to see like actual development here, and we haven't. And then all we're really seeing is the DoorDash updates and the videos of you complaining that you didn't eat today, or that now you're gonna order this. Like, it's just like rinse and repeat for you, dude. We need to be at least understanding that Xio's a complicated person. Of course, it's deeper than what I'm saying, and deeper what she's saying. This is somebody that's deeply flawed, somebody that has a major mental health problems, and as much as somebody can say that it's her problem and she has to do something about it, I agree in this scenario. We also have to look at it from the sense of like what she has been through, right? Like, this woman has probably grown up in a really tragic household. I mean, she was big when she was a children. And, if you were a big children, everybody knows this. You're going to be big as an adult. Like, it's a major problem as you get older. It's like embedded into you. It's going to be harder to get. It's going to be harder to get out of that box. Because this is something that's ingrained into you. So, I think the advice I will give Xio right now is don't act too quick. Okay, take a few days, really think about stuff. And if your shit is still, you can't get approved for your insurance and stuff like that, that sucks. But we need to do stuff now, okay? That meal plan that you got, maximize that, okay? Real deal, maximize that. Really try to lower the calories. Really try your hardest to do these exercises, because, dude, I mean, what other choice you got? What other choice you got? Consistent updates, showing people that you're improving and things like that. That goes a long way. Maybe get some supporters. I don't know. But where you are right now, there is no other choice.
And I don't want to fall into like a deep depression only because I don't have anybody covering my PT. It's not okay. And it's not fair to me for every fucking thing that I've been through.
It depends on what you mean by not fair. Like, you're in another state where I'm going to assume the medical insurance is probably not the best. And the reason why you're in this scenario is because you were doing the wrong thing for years and years and years. Your diet has been so garbage. People have been telling you for so long that you need to change the diet and something's going to snap. And something did snap. And now you're seeing that and you're going, it's not fair? How is it not fair? Like, I think the entitlement is a little bit crazy, okay? Like, I do think that Xio should be getting some PT and stuff like that. But I also kind of think that I want a Tesla, or like I want, you know, a 1970 Chevelle. Like there's a whole bunch of things that I want. It's not fair that I don't got that, but you know what I'm talking about? It's like, what does that mean in the sense of not fair? Like, what are you talking about? Why are you so entitled? You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks. You're probably going through with it right now, but why are you so... Let's look at ourselves inward a little bit. Let's see what we can do to push ourselves out of this situation instead of, you know, she's probably really emotional right now, but I just don't know if this is the right way or the right words, because in her scenario, bro.
This is only day 1 and I'm already like, cuckoo, like.
Okay, well, that's not something I want to hear. It's now been over a week and I've already gained weight. Why is she telling us this? You know, why is this even something in this video? Like, are we supposed to feel bad? Like, are we supposed to look at you and go, oh yeah, that, you know, she's going through all this stuff, so now I understand. Like, she's just kind of stacking on more problems on top of each other. If anything, that's just gonna make me feel like I don't want to support you even more. What do you mean you gained weight? Like, I get it. People will say this all the time. They go, oh, well, now she has an excuse to lose weight. No, like, in her scenario, she's 100%. When she's emotional, you know what, like when I get really, really emotional and like I'm going through major stints of depression. Like I remember, dude, there was a time in my life a few years back where I was like really depressed and I was like going through some shit, right? I remember literally being on the bathroom floor, and curling up into a ball and just crying. And I don't usually cry. And I'm not even like one of those dudes that doesn't cry because, you know, hashtag I'm man or whatever. No, I just don't really cry. I'm not really in my emotions to that degree. I might be in my emotions in other places, but just not there. And I'm not usually visual about those negative emotions as well. But I remember being on the bathroom floor and crying and thinking like, what the fuck am I even doing? Like, what is my life? Like, I'm just terrible and disgusting. And I thought it wasn't going to get better. And I know in these scenarios of my life, I don't eat very much. You know, I have a hard time. It's just like I'm just consistently going through shit. But I do force myself, and I do make sure that I get my calories in and stuff like that. For CEO, I feel like that's not an issue. You know what it is. Like CEO had this problem for a very, very long time, so she's emotionally doing this. And of course, she's going through it right now, and that's going to lead to more DoorDash. It's going to lead to more excuses and stuff like that. But in this scenario, for you to be like, I'm not getting the services I need, so I'm just gonna go out and order more food. That's awful. Like you're stacking on more disagreement for you, CEO. Why would you even say that? You know, and then she's probably gonna say, but I'm just open. You're really not open. I haven't seen the progress updates. I haven't seen, and you could say, but maybe they're on other platforms. TikTok is your main platform. People see all the updates on TikTok. I don't see anything on TikTok. There's no updates. There's no like, guys, this is what we're gonna do today. No, like there is every once in a while, but that's not the majority of the content. I need to see that every day. I need to see that at least once or twice a day. I need to see you like update, like, yes, we're gonna do this. Is gonna be, but I don't see that. I just see the DoorDash. I see this is what I ate today. Like that's what I see, and that's tragic, and that sucks, and that's ass. Why am I seeing that? I need to see other stuff, and then you want to complain. It's just, I don't know. Like at some point, like I want to defend you, but I can't.
Cuckoo, like. I've been sitting here crying because it's not fair. It really isn't.
And also, everyone always suggesting Ozempic and
like,
GLP-1.
Everything that has happened, it has not been fair.
It's just like being fair is just like the bad wording here.
You know, but I've been pushing.
Are you going to pay for it? The GLP-1s or the Ozempic? Dude, it's just like, it's a terrible way of looking at it, dude. I want to know. I don't think she pays rent. I don't know if she does, but I'm going to assume she doesn't. I don't think that she pays for much else. Like, I don't think, you know what I'm talking about? Like, if you live in an apartment or house, you're probably paying for Wi-Fi. You're probably paying for rent. You're probably paying for mortgage. You're probably paying for electricity. You're probably paying for gas. You're probably paying, like, you can stack on all these things, right? And that shit's expensive, of course. And also, you're paying for all the other stuff. Food, you're paying for gas, you're paying for insurance, you're paying for, you know what I'm saying? There's so much other stuff that you're paying for. It's stacking. In CEO's position, I don't know exactly what she's paying for, but I'm going to assume that the majority of that is not being paid for because she's just here. Maybe it's just all being subsidized, right? I would love to know. I know you're making money. I know you are. I know TikTok doesn't pay the best, but I know that it pays. And I know that you order out a lot. And I know each one of those DoorDash orders is like $30 or $40 in a lot of cases. And you order at least a couple times a day, according to you. So I would love to know how much is the Ozempic? How much is a GLP-1? Can you get a prescription? And if you can, why can we not allocate the money that we would have spent on something that let's be frank, we shouldn't even be doing to begin with onto the GLP-1? I mean, if anything, that would just double the success even further, because the entire point of a GLP-1 is supposed to be getting your diet into check. And then you're going to get your diet into check because you're spending the money that you would have spent on diet on the Ozempic. You understand? So like, we're double stacking on that. I just would love to know, why do you need somebody else to pay for this? Like, can you not do it yourself? And I'm sure that if you did open up like a GoFundMe or something like that, I'm sure some people would pay. I'm sure some people would maybe donate, but I don't think that many people would, especially considering the hypocrisy that CEO presents on a daily basis. I would just love to know, like, what are you expecting? And why do you want other people to do it for you? And then also, why are we not taking accountability? And why are we doing ooh, boo-hoo me? Like, it's just crazy. Like, as much as I sit here and I'm trying to be generous, I can't really do shit for you, CEO. Like, you're just always complaining about this shit. And dude, like, why have you been fucking up so dramatically in the last few months? It's wild, dude. It's actually insane. And there's no accountability for the girlie?
You threw it, and I've been like, well, let's do this, like, let's recover and let's go home. And now I feel like I'm being punished for what?
Making bad decisions, like not doing what you're supposed to do in the last few months. You knew this was going to be a problem, bro. You've said it yourself. Like, you've been in this rehab facility, and you know the main thing that would help you is trying your hardest to lose weight, but you have done the inverse. And I just think, what do you mean? Like, for what? Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, the thing that would have pushed you, the thing that would have helped you the most, you have been doing the opposite. And I'm supposed to do what? Like, look at you and go, yeah, you're right? No, of course not. I'm not doing that. No. I do think it sucks that you don't got your insurance anymore, but like, what the fuck am I, like, why are you complaining to me?
Because I needed eventually insurance. I've been in the state of Arizona.
Now I'm waiting a long wait to get another additional insurance. Well, at least you got options.
Now since May. So, I needed insurance, but insurance is going to cut me. You're basically saying, well, you don't deserve to get better, so.
Clearly, my mind is going everywhere. You don't deserve to get better. It's just like, I feel like in these scenarios, we have to understand that you're just one. You're just a person in the system, and you're just a random number. And they don't give a fuck, because why would they, right? It's just what it is. And because you're just a random number and they just shut you off, they're not looking at your scenario, nor should they, because they're just telemarketers or people working at the higher ups. And you have to understand that, like, it's a privilege to even be in a situation where you're getting all that free shit. You understand? So in CEO's situation, it's just like, it's so much entitlement.
Let's just fucking keep you obese. I don't know.
I'm 30 and I want to go home. I want to live life outside these walls. Look, for years we took advantage of it. For years people were telling you that you need to do something different and something was going to break. Something broke, and now you're just sitting here and you're thinking, like, it's not my fault. I'm sure things have changed. I'm sure that this video, because it came out 2 days ago, I'm sure she's thinking about it differently now and she's in a better headspace. But dude, this is... Sometimes people got to stop. People got to take a day or two and really consider their options and really think about stuff instead of just shotgunning videos out, talking about things very, very willy-nilly. Like, we gotta take a moment sometimes, take a knee, take a breath, think about it, and then do the thing that you're gonna do. Because this is a bad video. So much entitlement, so much like woes me, feels bad for me. But it's just like the boy who cried wolf. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I can't feel bad. But let me know what you guys think down below about it. Just a minor update, and I thought that it would be important to talk about it because, I don't know, people like CEO. People do like CEO. I like CEO too. Not in the sense of, like, I want to date her or anything like that, but I like her as a person. I think she's a cool person. I just wish that she was able to actually do something for herself instead of just crying consistently on the internet. She's in a tough spot, and she's consistently being in a tough spot, like, over and over again. And there doesn't seem to be very much improvement, but who knows? Let's hope. At the point that we're at right now, I don't see her ever getting out of this facility. I don't see her really improving too much. I hope that I'm wrong on all of that, but I'm not even a cynic. I'm really not. Like, I'm a super optimistic person. But in this position, like, dude, she's been here for almost a year now, and I don't see anything. And it's only getting worse. So I don't know. She just got her gallbladder removed. Now she doesn't have insurance. Like, what the fuck else? You know, seems like a great year, you know? Great year. Excluding for me, definitely, obviously. But anyway, guys, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate you. Let me know what you guys think down below about this topic. I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say. And also, I wouldn't mind if you like the video, subscribe. It helps me grow, so I appreciate any of that. And I know you want to help me grow, don't you? Come on, put your hand on it. Help me grow. Spit on it a little bit, you know? Right there on that like button. I like that. Tasty. You know, I'm okay with it. Like, spit in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? I think in these scenarios, it's okay. There are some people out there that go, oh my God. Like, I was talking to somebody and they're like, David, you're just such a degenerate. Like, because you want to spit in somebody's mouth or you want to do, bro, what are you talking about? Like, you guys are so PC. You guys are so incredibly, like, milk toast. You guys have nothing going on. Like, what is your sex like? What do you guys like? Just missionary every day? Like, that's boring, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like, hang me from the ceiling on one of those spinning fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a ballerina with my penis. You get me? Like, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fucking, you know, I'm weird, but why not? Like, you guys are just, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, I don't want anything in my butt, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with experiencing different things. You guys are just, you know, so bizarrely milquetoast under the guise of like, but this is the proper way of doing it. Says who? Says who? You gonna sit here and say I'm a weird person because I like sucking nipples? Like, what is wrong with you, bro? It's not weird. That's normal, by the way. You know, all this stuff that you think is really weird, everybody's doing that nowadays. And you could say, but David, you're trying to yeah, I am. So hop off me. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys watching today's video. If you watch the video in its entirety and or you're here right now, leave it down below by typing in light, because let me tell you something. You got it reflecting off your face today. It's very beautiful. Your skin is glowing. It is glowing. What's your skincare routine? I bet it's delicious. I bet it's amazing. I bet you have some of the best skincare routine in all of existence. And I bet you know how to keep it real low in terms of price. I could tell because you've been doing it super amazing. I mean, your skin is glowing. It's fantastic. And of course, this doesn't just extend to women. I know some women usually have like the whole thing on skincare. Like they got the entire monopoly on it. But there are some dudes out there that got decent skincare. Me personally, I do take care of my skin just a little bit. Not too crazy or anything like that. But I do have an actual skincare routine. It's not just I put conditioner on my face and hope. But I do have soap and I have moisturizers and other things like that, and I take care of myself. At least I try to. But yours obviously super amazing, so thank you so much for being so beautiful all the time, so handsome, so awesome, so chiseled, so awesomely good looking all the time. I really appreciate that. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Make sure you check out the links in the description: Instagram, Cameo, Discord, all that stuff will all be listed down below. Patreon. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'm interested in your opinions. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.